behind the bench here on 1430.
Today's date,
President of the Valley's local
October 31st, 2024.
Celebrate tonight, of course.
We're out here at Fashion Furniture for Leondris' interview at ESPN Radio, 1430 Fresno.
The next guest we have here, Lee Williams of Justin Garza, along with Coach Joseph Perez here as well. Guys, I want to thank you for stopping by and hanging out here at Fashion Furniture.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, good to have you guys, and I want to say congrats first off, Lee, Student Athlete of the Week for our ESPN campaign. Congrats to you on your performance against Edison, of course, and a big part of that win, of course, for you. First off, how does it feel? ESPN Student Athlete of the Week, how does it feel?
It feels great. It feels great. It just feels great. It feels great.
Coach, I was trying to, I don't know how I was trying to reach you. I think I found an assistant coach. Coach passed away, but we're glad we got the info out there. But when you got to tell Lee first time that he was a Student Athlete of the Week, how'd you deliver the news? Did you kind of plan on something like that, or how'd you give him the news there?
I was just super excited for him before I even knew the news, because he set a school record for a single game rushing yard, and that was big news for us. As soon as he walked in the locker room, I'm cheering for him, and he's getting an escort on a golf cart to the locker room like a superstar, and I was super happy for him. And then we just let the team know, and we made sure that everybody gave him love, because the kid's been working hard for us for 4 years, and to finally get the recognition that he deserves it's such a great feeling for everybody involved.
For sure. School record, 206 yards on the night, 2 touchdowns on 27 carries. You're a workhorse out there, man. You're getting a lot of touches. Did you know you were putting in that kind of production in the middle of the game, or was it kind of just to keep your head down and just keep delivering on those carries?
It was just kind of keep my head down and just keep delivering on the carries.
Yeah. Take me in the game, right? Because I'm sure coach is saying, hey, you're going to be a big part of the offense game plan this week.
Yeah.
How did you prepare going into a game? How did you feel going into the game?
I felt good going into the game, just getting my body and my mental stuff right. I felt very good just coming prepared and coming into the game.
Yeah, and coach, you know that with your players, right? And getting me ready. And a guy you knew you were going to kind of lean on in a game like this. How did you kind of prepare for a workload like this?
We've been prepared his whole career. We opened the school up. He started with us as a freshman. He's been on there running back ever since. And this year the time was called for him to be the man. He stepped up, and he's kind of carried that shoulder, the weight on his shoulders, and he's done it every game. He's been our guy every single game. He's been the cornerstone of what we do offensively, and he's delivered every time.
Yeah, 206, 2 touchdowns. Take me through it, right? And one of the big carries, you had a 77-yard run. Did that end in a touchdown, or was that got you all the way to the house there?
Yes, sir. It ended in a touchdown. Yeah.
Take me through that play.
Man, that play, I was just running, and I saw my blocker KO. Blocked him inside, juked outside, and I was just following KO all the way to the touchdown.
Coach, 77 yards, one of the longest plays this year for Lee?
Yeah, that's definitely one of the longest plays he's had on a rushing touchdown. He's had a few that's come very close. He's just so shifty back there, and he just runs with such a low center of gravity that he's able to find those holes, and when it busts, it busts for him.
Take me through it, because you guys you're fighting off Edison. Edison was playing really well. You take the record out against Edison. We know what that program's all about with their history, but to hold them off like that in a tough game, take me through the battle with Edison on Friday.
The adversity, we just the adversity. We didn't take the adversity. All the whole games. Yeah. We just battled through adversity. And against Edison, that's what we did, just battle through adversity the whole time.
Yeah, Coach, it seemed like this was Edison's best game they played all year, really. And they gave it everything they had for you guys. What were you seeing in that game?
Well, you got to give a lot of credit to those guys. They did not quit on their coach during the series. Some guys quit on their coach when they're in that situation. And Sears is doing a tremendous job of keeping those guys together, and they fought really hard. And you know, our guys have been battling adversity through the whole season, like Leah said. That's kind of been our mantra, is like, we're going to hang our hat on adversity, we're going to show up when adversity comes, and we're going to learn life lessons from it. And I'm super proud of these guys and how they've battled through adversity, how they've shown true character. Because true character shows up when adversity hits, right? Everybody can be excited and work hard when things are going well, but when adversity hits, that's when true character shows up. And this team throughout the whole season has had true character show up, especially.
Yeah, and there's been the ebbs and flows, right, with this group, and no secret with what has gone through with how things have gone this season. Coach, contextualize it for me, right? Because there's the highs of you guys beat a good Kerman team, right? And then how the season started. We won't need to go into details on it with what's happened in Central, but just overcoming that and having that situation, keep a team together in a situation like that.
Well, I mean, it's that's life, right? Event, can't control the event that happens in your life. There's so many events that can happen, right? You called me this week for this event, but our reaction, whatever it is in life, our reaction is going to help bring out an outcome. So we want our event, we can control our reaction, and we want to have a positive reaction and hopefully have a positive outcome. So E plus R equals O. That's kind of what we've been presenting to these kids. That's kind of what they bought into. And we've had a lot of positive reactions. Not to say that we've had our ups and downs within those reactions, but for the most part, it's been straight positive, and Lee's been a tremendous captain and a leader in that kind of surge. And so that's why we've had a positive outcome. That's why we're able to be the #1 seed in Division 3. So we're excited.
Lee, you've been through in this Justin Guards program. You're a guy who's basically establishing the traditions here, being the first guy, starting here freshman year, and one of the few founding guys that are going to be a part of this program to start. So how important is it to set a tone and kind of implement what Justin Guards football is as a guy who is starting varsity as a freshman?
It's very important to me. I just want to set a tone for the younger students. I just want to be a better role model and help the Justin Gardner community.
What do you want Justin Gardner football to be when you started to now where you are now? What comes to mind with what you've been trying to establish with Justin Gardner football?
I really been trying to establish team. We all need to be one team. We all need to be one team, one community. We all just need to be one team, one whole team.
Yeah. Unity, coach, and you're part of this establishing a program too, right? When it first started, guys like Lee that are going to be helping, or at least being a part of that historic start and being a part of that. For you, starting a new program, what's different about it as opposed to being at an established program, like you said, like a Madera, like a Bullard?
There's no tradition, right? So we have to establish our tradition, and we have to establish our culture, and we have to establish the standards that we want, and then we have to kind of circulate that through the school, through the community, and so everybody starts to buy in. And it's not a microwave process. This is a slow cooker. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so we have to just really kind of hang on our pillars of hard work, discipline, selflessness, and teamwork. And like he said, team, right? In such a selfish society that's so social media based, look at me, let me get how many likes I can get. It's very hard nowadays, especially with the youth, to preach selflessness and fighting for one another. And we've done that with this team, and we've done that throughout the 4 years. And we've lost some guys along the way, but we've also gained some guys that contributed to this. And again, Lee has been a tremendous contributor to this.
Lee, you got some other senior guys that have been with you. I'll let you kind of talk about this senior class a little bit, because I'm sure they came through the same ropes with you as far as being through this program. Tell me a little bit about the guys you've been kind of coming up with.
The guys like KO, Gavin, we all been started from the bottom, and then we all been grinding to get to the top. So just grinding with them all day, it's been a journey, but I've been grateful for having them all right there by my side.
Coach, characterize this class with me.
Well, it's different, because you got to think that this class came in as freshmen after COVID, and and they were introduced right away to a varsity football program. It was myself, it was George Petrosons, who was the head coach of Clovis West, Damon Jenkins, who is now the head coach of Kerman, and then Ryan Justin Mass to be our defensive coordinator. But it's been a varsity experience for them from the beginning, and a lot of kids only go for 2 years of varsity. You know, when we're waking up in the morning, we're grinding in the summer, we're doing all this stuff. These guys have gone through it for 4 years, and that takes a special kind of kid. That takes a special kind of mental toughness. You know, this is a grind. You know, football is the only game you practice more than you play. Think about it. You got 10 games, you got 4 practices before each game. That's 40 practices for 10 games. So that takes a certain kind of kid, especially when you're grinding and pushing them to the standard that you want them to be at. And so this senior class is extremely special, something that I'm looking for this year.
The coach talked about that mental toughness. Do you think of a time where you really had to dig 4 years varsity, kind of dig in and find that mental toughness?
Yeah, just waking up in the morning for practice is just hard, but I just gotta fight through it. The mental toughness is really hard out there, but fighting through it just helps. It's it.
I'll talk about the Kerman game because that was a big turning point for you guys, obviously. A couple of 2 games to start, but to get that 2-point win at home against those guys, how do you feel like that really turned the season a little bit for you guys as a turning point for Justin Garner?
Well, that was a big deal, you know. You hear Bill Belichick talk about it a lot. You know, you always want to schedule, those first 2 games, something to validate the offseason. Well, we scheduled our first 2 games with some of the toughest opponents in the whole section. And, you know, we went through some adversity in those sections. So to come back and bounce back against Kerman, who's a quality opponent, who's offensive coordinator, coach from the other day, who's head coach and my defensive coordinator when we opened up this school. You know, they have a lot of ties to what we do. That was a huge game. And these kids know Coach Jenkins over there. So it was a huge game on them. And for them to bounce back the way that they did through all the adversity, you know, from guys not being able to play in that game to stepping up, and some guys that we weren't expecting to step up and step up. You know, Jordan Moore's one I can think of right off the hand, played nose guard and stopped that quarterback on that BBC that pretty much gave us the ball back to kind of see the game. You know, it's a guy that, you know, got an opportunity and was able to achieve what he needed to achieve. And so it's just a special thing to watch these kids grow in the middle, you know. And that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's a man.
Yeah, right. He's getting close. You know, the senior year, right, for you. And I'll go to you about that Kerman game because you know you guys could be down and out with how the first 2 games went, right? And what coaches can say one thing about how you can get ready for a game, but I imagine the conversation player to player what was that like during the week, player to player, about getting ready for that game?
Yeah, man, it was a little rough coming out 0-2, but we knew like we still had it in us. We still had the fight in us, and then we fought on Friday night, and we proved that we're still Justin Garner.
Yeah, and obviously you rip off 3 straight wins, including the Kerman game. CMAC play comes in. CMAC stuff, right? We talk about it. You guys have played some team stuff here, especially St. Lucie Memorial, Sanger game. You know, with that, you guys get the win over Edison. You get Madera coming up after this tomorrow, right? But what is it like playing in the CMAC for you guys? You know, what is CMAC football league when it comes to the style of football or the way those games kind of play out?
The way those games kind of play out my mind, it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be physical. It's never gonna be easy to see.
Yeah, coach, for you, you know, preparing kids for season. Like, you know how good this league is.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, I'm the longest tenured coach in the CMAC. You know,
yeah.
So, but you know, the CMAC is it's Fresno football. You know, it's tough nose, hard working football. Everybody in that league, all those coaches, they grind, they play hard, they're gonna show up. You're not gonna outcoach anybody. You know, you're gonna have to match up whip for whip within the game, and you're gonna have to have players play to their best standard. You know, you're a base Division III team playing in the top CMAC league. Those losses that we took from Sanger and Memorial and Boyer, those are top quality football teams. It's not like we've lost to Chromebooks.
Yeah.
We're playing really well with some really good guys. We got a really good football team. I'm excited about it.
So getting set for this Madera game, right? You know that Madera program. Coyotes, they show up and you can hit them in the mouth at the start of the game, but they seem to come back swinging right after that. So how do you prepare for a team that doesn't seem to give up? I saw them get Sanger. I thought it was over, and then here they come against the Sanger Apaches in Sanger. So what do you prepare for this Madera?
Madera's a tough community. They're blue collar community. They wake up, they work out, and they get after it. How do you prepare for this is in the offseason. You can't just magically show up on Monday and just say, we're going to prepare for a game like this. No, we're going to prepare in the offseason. That starts in January with our zero-period workouts, our MAC drills, our weight room, and our study of film, and our study of X's and O's. And so you prepare for these games within the offseason. And you just show up on Friday, and after your week of preparation, you just want to execute at the highest standard and play, leave it all on the field, and let the score take care of itself.
Football's football, Lee. I'm sure there's the aches and pains here and there, but you've got to be feeling pretty good. Getting into this Madera game, of course. You know this matchup from the years past. What excites you about this opportunity?
Something that excites me is playing Madera, playing the blue. But something that really excites me is playing out there in the Friday Night Lights. Everybody cheering. I just love it.
Do you sit there and think this is the last regular season game for me? Do you reflect on that a little bit, or have you been in the moment?
I really been in the moment because I'm really waiting for playoffs because it's really not only our last season. We still got playoff games to go.
Yeah, playoffs, of course, right? And that's the ultimate goal, is to get there and make an impact. So, Lee, how far can this team go in your mind if everything's going right for this for the playoffs?
If everything's going right for the playoffs, I think this team can go really far. I really think this team can go really far deep in the playoffs.
For you, Coach, it's 1 week at a time, but with the postseason being the ultimate goal, I'll ask the same question in a sense, how far can this group go if it's doing what it's doing, what it needs to be done?
It's a special group. They're physical, they've worked their butt off. We're going to get healthy, a little bit healthier here in the playoffs, and we'll get some guys back. It's going to be a fun little situation. And, if this team is clicking on all cylinders, I don't see anybody that we can't compete with. That's the standard.
Lee, I got to ask a few questions because I want to make sure. Loving football, where did it start?
It started with my dad. When I was little, he had threw a long deep pass to me, and I somehow caught it when I was 3. And ever since then, I just been playing football.
You any guys you grew up watching? Any idols that you grew up watching?
I grew up watching Frank Gore.
Yeah.
Frank Gore's been my number 1 running back.
Yeah, shorter guy, but it always seems to find a way to find a hole in. And durable, right? That's the durability. Do you see little Frank Gore when he goes?
Durable, man. This guy, Lee was our defensive MVP last year for the team. He plays both ways. Yeah. And he's carried the load for us in the running game, and so durability's never been an issue with Lee Williams. We always know that he's going to be ready to go. I appreciate Frank Gore. So we'll say some toughness, some edge, and he's getting going. Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's awesome. And, Lee, it's great to congrats, obviously, on the record, of course, from last week, and maybe you'll get to top it this week. We'll see against Madera. And also, just congratulations on being the student athlete of the week for ESPN Radio.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Well, before I sign off, got something here. We got a big check here. I'm going to see if I can turn it around so you can look, and then we'll post for it and put it on Instagram. We'll see if we can hold the edge. Look at that. Lee Williams on there. Make sure to spell it right. There's Justin Garza. First, putting you on the spot. Where do you think to put this? You got a spot yet you're thinking about?
I don't have a spot yet, but I'm going to get a spot.
There you go. I got Coach on there as well. And we'll get you a couple tickets to Fresno State this Saturday.
Ooh,
we got you some zoo passes. We got a T-shirt for you. All in all, obviously, you'll also be eligible for Student Athlete of the Year, where we'll be giving away to one student among all of our winners a $1,500 scholarship and an iPad for college purposes. So you'll be at that banquet, and congratulations on being student athletes. Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back behind the bench.
This concludes the interview. Again, today's date, October 31st, 2024. We're at ESPN Radio
All right,
and Fashion Furniture out at River Park. Thanks for listening.